Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Facebook, YouTube, how are you guys doing? Today we have one of our superstar who is Arian from Voxel. So I know you guys have been talking about Voxel for so long. I have been looking at it everywhere. So now today we have him on camera and we get to know the secrets of building custom post types sites like a magic, almost like a magic. Okay. So thank you, Arian, to take the time, in your busy day and schedules and join us. We are honored. And of course, we have Alberto. Yes, because it's Saturday. I had to make it Saturday because I need him in the show. So um,
Yeah.
I,
Thank you very much
I
for
guess
the.
you guys already know me. I'm Rabin. So I love WordPress beside many other things, but one of my core is actually WordPress. So Voxel is one of the custom post type sites that you can build. So there is many branches into it. So you have to use your imagination that how you want to model it, because you do not need all these custom post type plugins and extra themes and extra add-ons to build these sites. You can just do it right now using Voxel by itself. So it's an ecosystem by itself, means it's a self-sufficient, self-modeled system. So this is what I appreciate about Voxel. So I don't want to take up so much of time. I will give the mic to Alberto. He will say something, then I will let Arian talk about it. Alberto, go ahead.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. How are you guys? Hope everyone's doing well this morning or afternoon, evening. So excited because I first found Voxel and I was like, what's this? And I saw the great things that it could do and I'm like, man, this looks like a really good tool. So I'm excited that they're on with us and that they can kind of show it to you guys, because I think a lot of people don't know about this tool. And if you sign up on their community, you'll see how many people are active, how many people are supporting each other, and how many people are even creating extra integrations with this plugin. And it's very clean, nice, and I don't know. I had to do a directory website for somebody, and I had some challenges with what I was using. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have known about Voxel sooner, because this one could have helped me do the site a lot nicer, like I wanted it to come out. So I'm excited to have Arian on here and be able to go over it with all of us, and you guys could see it.
Thanks, bro. Arian, go ahead. Tell us the story how it came to be. And I know you have been working so hard for so long. So we just want to hear your side of the story.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invite. A pleasure to be here with you. So I'm the developer of Voxel. So Voxel is developed by 27 Collective. This is an agency I co-founded around 2016. And the focus was to create different WordPress themes and plugins. And the first theme that we created around that time was MyListing theme, which was for sale on Envato Market. And this is a theme that is focused on directories and listing websites and so on. So back then we didn't have a lot of experience, especially in the directory space, because we didn't really account that it will get as popular as it gotten. And then we spent a good couple of years trying to cover all the different needs that these types of websites have. And eventually my listing became one of the most popular directory themes for WordPress.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after about 5 or 6 years, we started to develop Voxel.
Yeah, and you guys did a lot of good work. I saw you guys are on 1.5 now, right? I remember there was a big hype with 1.4.
1.4 actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right now.
1.4 beta.
Okay.
So Voxel is a more general purpose tool than MyListing. Of course, we have a lot of experience in the directory and listing themes. So with Voxel, you can also create directory sites. But it's just the way that is done is a bit different from our past theme. So this is more like a toolkit or a framework, which provides different tools, and then you build up combining all of these different tools. So if you want, I can start the presentation.
Yep, your screen is already visible.
Yeah. So basically, the everything in Voxel starts with the post type editor. So as you know, in WordPress, you have posts and pages, which are post types that are included natively. And there are a couple of other post types as well. And with Voxel, you can create custom post types using the interface that we have created. And once you create custom post types, you can define the different fields and create custom fields for that custom post type. So you have all the structure in place, and then you input the data utilizing WordPress interface, and also we provide the front-end submission capabilities and so on. So once you have the data in place, we provide different tools to design the templates, so you can define how the content is displayed. So Voxel is distributed as a theme, and it provides tools to design all the different parts that make up a WordPress theme. So headers, footers, different templates like single post, and so on. And let me just go to the demos. So here we have a few different examples on what you can create with Voxel. This one is a directory demo. Let's launch it. So this one is an example that shows how you can use Voxel to build a business directory site with advanced filtering and front-end submission, and also monetization methods on top. For example, to create different membership plans, which allow different users to submit their business on your site and pay a membership fee for that. So this is an example of an archive page, search form here with different filters, and the results here, and the map on the right side. So if we go to the backend, go to structure, post types. Here you can see all the different post types that we have created. So in this case, we have posts, which are native to WordPress, collections, places, and profiles. So for the business listings, we have created a custom post type named places. And in this post type, we have created different fields for all the information that we want to obtain when a listing is created. So let's head to open a listing, and I'm going to edit it in Frontend. And here you can see all the different custom fields that we have created are appearing in the submission form. So the user or the listing author inputs all the data, and once the listing is submitted, it is displayed according to our design. So this design is entirely custom, and it's something that you can entirely control. So a big part of Voxel is that it doesn't include any predefined templates. You know, you all design it yourself, and it gives you different tools to pull dynamic data and populate the design. So for example, down here we have a heading widget, and this is a standard widget of the page builder. And we have used the Voxel UI to pull the title dynamically. So in a similar way, we can pull any field that we have created, like you can see here. Do you have any questions?
No, but one thing I want to add is outside of the demos that you showed, like if you go back to that demo page,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry, the listing with the different options that you guys have. So I think there's a second tab on the top.
Oh, okay. The demos.
All the
Yeah.
demos.
Yeah, so I see that you guys had this, but what I noticed about your group, there's things that you designed for Voxel itself, that you guys have, like a customer when they sign in, their dashboard, things like that. And the nice thing about it is if you guys are in their groups, a lot of times you'll get tutorials on how they created it themselves. And you also get, you guys gave out the code too, to where they can kind of import it and get started so they're not starting from scratch. And I think that's a big thing to emphasize because there's way more that you could do to Voxel than just what's displayed here. Um, so I think I think people should also go in the group and check it out.
Yeah, so let me go back to the post type editor. So here we are defining all the different fields for the data we want to contain. And then in the templates tab, we can design all the different templates that are utilized to display this data. For example, this is the single post template, and the card here is what we call the preview card template. So we can edit that one as well. So this is created in the same way like the single post template. So in here we have the title, and we have pulled the post title dynamically here. And we have different information. For example, using the star rating widget, we are pulling the average rating of the listing. And here we are pulling a number of reviews and open status and so on. So all the different templates are designed the same way. You create the design with a page builder, and then you pull the dynamic data utilizing what we call dynamic tags and populate that design. So the next tab here is filtering. So this lets you create filters and different search orders for the posts for this post type. So for example, you want to create search forms to search the post based on, let's say, keyword or category or other parameters, then you can create filters here. And then you can use these filters to design the search form in Frontend. So here, for example, we have location filter, category filter, keywords, open now filter, and the order by filter. Let's test the location filter. I'm gonna search for Cupertino and and enable proximity search and increase the proximity. And you can see the results are found based on the address that we have provided and the radius that we have set here. So we are searching 90 kilometers around this point on the map, in this case, Cupertino. So apart from creating the post types and designing the templates, there are other Voxel features such as membership plans, which let you sell subscription-based or one-time priced membership plans for your site. For example, you can monetize the listing submission, or you can restrict content on your site based on the membership level. And apart from that, you can create different product types. So you can sell different types of products on your site. So let me open this e-commerce demo here. So this is the e-commerce demo. It's a technical one. It just showcases how, what you can create with Voxel. Let's go to the products page. So here you can see different types of products that you can sell with Voxel natively. So this is without any third-party plugin like Ecommerce or others. So in this case, we have variable product here. And this next one is digital product. There are appointments and booking. So booking for rentals. And let's go back. You can create things like restaurant menus, like you can see here. So all of these are created through the product types functionality in Voxel. So you basically create a product type. Let's name it something like simple product. And here you can define everything about this product. For example, if this is a regular variable or a booking product, and you can set the payment mode or single payment, subscription, or offline payment. And then you can enable different modules to extend it. So once you create the configuration, you can assign this product type to a specific post type on your site. And it essentially turns that post type into a product that can be sold or subscribed to. So, so as you can tell, this is a power user tool. Nothing is there unless you install a demo or create it yourself. So it's meant to be used by advanced users.
Now, is there an option in here to feature products to make it go to the top, or feature? I think there is.
Yeah, there is. Let me open the directory demo. So we have this feature called promoted posts. So posts can be promoted in two ways, either by setting a different priority in backend. Let me edit a post here. So here we have the priority level, low, medium, high, or custom. Essentially, all posts in Voxel have a priority of 1, so they are all equal. But you can set the priority of some posts to a higher number, so it appears over other results, so it has priority. So this can be done either manually, or you can also use it as a monetization method. For example, if the author of this listing wants to increase the priority of this listing, then they can press promote listing and then pick a package which will change the priority of the listing for a limited time for a specific fee. So this is another monetization method that you can use on top of the membership plans and the product types functionality. And when the listing is promoted, you can display it at the top of the results. So depending on priority, it will display higher up. This is something that you can control. So for example, when you view latest listings, you can set order by priority. But when you order by, for example, distance, then you don't use priority, but only the distance to the search location.
All right. So we can. Okay. Okay. So guys, you have seen how powerful this is. He just went through 4 different examples, and each of them have their own characters. So actually, one of my favorite one, because I really love dark themes, and the gaming theme is like, I'm like, wow, that was my feeling when I saw that theme. and it is remarkable. So he didn't show that one, but if you look at it, all of them, right, they have their own characters, even though they look similar, but they each of them have different characters, and it applies in different scenarios. So I know you guys have a lot of questions and certain fine tuned things might not be there yet. That is the whole point of being in the beta. But you need to give the product that breathing space, so it can breathe and go to the next step, then go to the next step. So that is how we progress. Everything progress in that manner. So
Yeah.
this is
But
why
not
I never
only that,
nitpick, right? Alberto knows that currently I'm doing a testing also on Fluent boards. So it has
yeah,
some issues, and I don't go into social media and talk about, hey, what is going on? I'm dying. No, this is not the way. Guys,
yeah,
every product has its life. It has to grow, just like a baby. From a baby to toddler to 3 years old, then 5 years old. That is how it grows. Everything is
yeah,
like that. You cannot expect perfection in everything. So it takes
yeah.
time and effort and a lot of other variables. So later
But
about that, I just couldn't help myself but say this. Yeah, Alberto,
yeah,
sorry I stopped you 2 times.
yeah. But so just based on what you're saying though, I think it's nice the way it's designed because it gives you flexibility. The issue that I had when I was doing the other directory site is I didn't have that flexibility. I couldn't customize it just how I wanted to customize it. I was kind of locked in to their format and it was stuck. And there was certain things I wanted to change and I couldn't and just got frustrating. And you get to a certain point that you're like, well, I'm already here. I guess this is what I'm gonna have to show the client, But with Voxel, you're not locked into anything. Like he showed, you can create it and make it look however you want. And I think it's nice that they allow that flexibility where other people are not giving you that flexibility. Some people might be challenged because they want or they think they want a tool that's going to kind of do it all for you. But then the
Yeah.
problem is there's always going to be that one little thing that you're going to want to change and you're not going to be able to. With Voxel, it may take a little more learning, but you can create magnificent things with it, as opposed to being locked in and looking just like everybody else, stuck
Yes.
in this standard format.
Definitely, we have these demos, especially dedicated for beginners. But ultimately, the path to follow is to actually learn how it works, the architecture, and create your own stuff with it. Because maybe if you use it like a regular theme, which you just install it and put content on it, maybe it won't be that different from other themes. But if you try to build something yourself, then you will see all the capabilities that it has. So if you don't like some part of design, you just create another one, and you are not locked into anything.
Yes, exactly. And that is how it is diversified. Means you can change its behavior, its look and feel, and you do not have to stick. You do not have to stick to a particular design or particular theme for expandability, because it opens up the business opportunity. Then you can use this as a framework and sell as a solution, right? Like a software solution, you can sell it to your clients. So and this kind of dynamic data presentation, it's been there. Trust me, it's been there. These custom posts have been there 15 years, 16 years, at least in my knowledge. So what did we do with it? Because first of all, you pick custom data, then you have to figure out how you want to render it. Not all teams will give you that opportunity. So you have to custom code it. When you custom code it, then the problem comes in how it will support the next version of WordPress. So you have to continuously going through this pain of changing the code and breaking things and fixing things. So I've been looking at it and doing all these things for a while now. So when I see a system that is kind of shaped it's like a Apple product that you see the beautiful box and you know that the device you are going to use it has that kind of feeling that, it's premium, it's well done, and all-rounded shape and perfection. At the same time, they also have their own issues. So we cannot be like that, it's perfect. Nothing is perfect in the world.
No.
But what I'm trying to say is that it comes with the ecosystem. Means you do not need external things so much to make it work.
Yeah.
You have the Voxel platform, you start working on it, you make your custom post type, how you want to show it, you learn how you want to show it. And then you apply the design that you like, that satisfies you or that satisfies your client. Then you are done. Then you just maintain the updates and so on. I hope I didn't say something wrong.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing I like is how you guys created your own e-commerce type of story, your own product page. Because sometimes I just need something simple, and WooCommerce, because it has that flexibility to do a lot more, it slows everything down, and I don't need all those other features. This is something simple that I'm trying to create, and I like how WooCommerce is constantly changing this and that, and it's great for what it is. But at least I know with Voxel, if I need something standard or something that I know how I want it, and I don't need all this extra stuff, I can stick with it and know that my code's not going to get updated and something's going to broke, or certain products are not going to be able to get ordered, and then I got to try to figure it out. So I like that you guys did that.
Yeah, sorry, I was babbling so much, but that is what happens when I start to talk about WordPress.
We worked with WordPress and WooCommerce for a long time, and we are very familiar with it. And actually, our past theme was based on WooCommerce. But even though it's a great plugin, you have issues to extend it to do things that it's not designed for. It's designed for one specific purpose, and it has its own logic and architecture, and it's pretty hard to go too much outside of that. So we needed to do a built-in system for this. Of course, we are not competing with WooCommerce. This is just a monetization method that is built in that lets you quickly sell something through Voxel without going through a plugin. But also it has some features that you won't find in WooCommerce. So for example, it has subscriptions, which WooCommerce does not have. You can, of course, install third-party plugins. And it has front-end focus, so everything can be done in front-end, and you can build a platform around it. So, for example, if you want to build a marketplace, you can't expect random users to go to the WordPress dashboard and add products and go through WooCommerce mess, so to say. But you need something very, very simple that can be understood by everyone.
Yes.
And on top of this, the integration with Stripe is very advanced. So you can build actual marketplaces and split payments instantly when a purchase is made. So this is something that you can do in WooCommerce through multi-vendor plugins, but in Voxel, all of this is natively.
All right. I think we can take a look at the Q&A because people have a lot of questions. I think I start about 26 questions right now. So
before we start the question, anything else you wanted to highlight?
Oh yeah,
Arian.
There is a lot to cover, and I'm not very good to present stuff.
Okay.
So
I think what I will do to help Arian out, that later me and Alberto, we can do a rundown once we, I mean, not in this show, separately. We will do a separate one, me and Alberto. Because you also have to think about all the questions and all this stuff. So it's difficult to do all the proper demo. I mean, detailed demo.
Yeah,
I can totally understand that.
So one thing,
documentation and also tutorials on YouTube if you want to go and check exactly how things work.
And one thing I want to add, like, I personally don't like Elementor. I don't like it at all. But I do know when creating and using it with the way that you guys have it with your site, it works smoother and faster than my normal experience with Elementor. And it could be because I don't use it that often. But do you guys code specifically for that to get the enhanced performance? Because it just seemed a lot smoother when I was using Voxel. Um,
Actually, what we do is provide support for official Elementor, but also have a custom version of it, which fixes some of the known issues, that has created this bad image for that page builder.
yeah,
So it's definitely the fastest way to use Elementor is with Voxel. The performance will be better than even using a blank theme like Hello theme, which is the official one.
yeah.
The performance in Voxel will be extremely much better.
Yeah,
So I
I
want to
noticed that, and
highlight.
I was like, how did you guys do that? I was like, oh, yeah. Go ahead, Robert.
I also want to highlight one member of the community. His name is Grand California in YouTube. He's actually helping out. So I just wanted to say that's great. I mean, really, thank you. So he actually explained this. Um, Voxel uses Elementor or modified Elementor called Voxel Elements, which is pretty fast. That's true because when I tested, it was pretty fast. And you guys must also remember how nitpicky I am about performance. And if I say it is fast, it is actually pretty fast.
Yeah, and that's what stuck out to me when I used it.
And WordPress space has become a bit toxic with these
Yes,
discussions.
Yeah,
But I understand everyone's point of view, and but as an indie developer, we have to put time on things that matter most at the start, and then extend later with support for others. So there is nothing technically that limits Voxel to Elementor. So we can integrate Gutenberg, we can integrate bricks. It's only a matter of priorities at this point. So you see a lot of products that get, for example, successful very fast. They are overwhelmed with requests and uh, for different page builders, for different plugin integration, and so on. In the end, the developer has to choose and create his own priorities for the future of the product. And that's exactly what we are doing. We are focused on Elementor now, and in the future there will be other choices.
yeah. This is totally understandable. I mean, that is how progressive things are. At the beginning, I mean, at the beginning, you might using something, but that doesn't mean it's forever.
yeah,
Because technology changes, the landscape changes, everything changes. changes.
And I want to say something. Uh, we expect that a site that uses Voxel for Voxel to be the main thing on it. Not sure if that makes sense. So we don't expect Voxel to be installed in a random website and to use only one feature. For example, the search. We expect if you use Voxel, you use the entire system of Voxel, because only like that it stands out as a product. For example, for individual aspects of Voxel, there are plugins that do a similar job. For example, for custom fields, you have ACF. And for products, you have WooCommerce. For submission, you have different form plugins. You can technically combine all of these and make it work, but I think the experience will not be as good as a native solution. So a native ecosystem that was created to communicate and be combined with each other.
Perfect. Makes sense. Alberto, you wanted to add something, I think. Did you?
uh, no. I mean, like I think you presented it all, but I would get frustrated with all these little things with Elementor, and when I used your plugin, I'm like, I didn't realize it was Elementor, but I had a different experience with it, and then I was like, how did he do this? Because So yeah, so I'm glad you explained that Elementor version of Voxel is custom, and that you understood those pain points and you fixed it on your
Yeah,
stuff. So that's great.
We
Because
were
I
at the
know,
point, we were at the point that we could either embrace Gutenberg early on, but at that point it was very early on and very limited, and we couldn't create a product that has to be sold depending on Gutenberg at that point. We
yeah,
couldn't justify for example, missing basic functions. For example, there are still no responsive controls in Gutenberg and so on. So if you go with Gutenberg, you have to add those things or have dependencies, so another plugin for Gutenberg that adds those things. And we want the product to be, all in one package and not dependent to many third-party stuff. So if we go with Gutenberg route, we have to extend it. It can't be done otherwise, because any integration will be unproductive when you have basically an engine, but it's powering a paper plane, so to speak.
yeah.
okay. So we can start the QA session. So, Arian, I am going to show the question on the screen so you can see it. Uh, so this is actually my local friend, Larry. Um, he uses your original product, MyListing.
Yeah,
So he is asking,
also,
yeah, a
yeah, I
directory
understand.
site before, one of the few which can work with Elementor these days. His question is how Voxel different from MyListing on the backend side. So, Larry, I think you have seen some of the backend controls is completely new. I don't think it's matching MyListing style, but Arian can say something about it.
So in MyListing, there is this concept called listing types, which are basically broad categories within a specific post type. You can create custom post types in MyListing. There's just one named listings, and then you can create broad categories of listings, and then you can add custom fields to them, similar to the way you can add them to custom post types in Voxel. So there are similar. The interface is similar in terms of setting up custom fields and so on. But after that, there are a lot of differences. For example, MyListing, large parts of it are the front end is custom written, so it's not actually created with Elementor, but it's embedded into Elementor. So you can't freely change stuff. And in Voxel, you have full control of the design, so you start from blank. So there's much greater design freedom. The other thing in terms of backend is, and this is something that we noticed with MyListing early on, because MyListing was based on plugin. Not sure if it still exists. It was named WP Job Manager. The architecture was largely based on that when it was created, because as I mentioned before, we didn't know it will get as popular as it did. So despite working a lot to remove that plugin from MyListing, we actually did remove eventually the dependency, but a lot of stuff are stuck there in the code, because it requires major changes, which would disturb thousands of customers, and it would basically kill the product.
Yeah,
And in Voxel, we went layer by layer and created the architecture that we want, so we can extend for years to come. So it embraces WordPress concepts in many places, and in some places it replaces them, because there are many good parts about WordPress, and there not so good parts. For example, when building directories, we couldn't rely on the WordPress search system. So we had to create an entirely custom search algorithm and everything that comes with that, and add it to Voxel.
Yep, makes sense. So James is asking that.
Yeah, so it's much more performant, and
Yes.
it will scale maybe to even millions of listings. It can support very easily.
So next one, the James Iglesias, he is asking that. However, I wish there was more in-depth tutorials online. I think this is a work in progress. I have been stuck on duplicating amenities on stays with new data.
I've just started the walkthrough series around 2 weeks ago, and I'm going step by step explaining everything. So I recommend going to our YouTube channel and checking that out.
Yeah, I'm watching the videos also, James. So you will discover some of the smaller stuff. Excuse me, some of the smaller stuff that you won't normally see. So if you go through and the videos are not too long. I mean, 7 to 10 minutes, which is good. So check out the YouTube. Then the next question also from James. Will there ever be in the future the ability to load images on galleries via CDN? When importing 6K images in bulk, images becomes a madness.
So this is the great part about WordPress. These problems are already solved via plugins, and we don't need to solve them natively.
Then the next one is, can we feature specific companies? But this one,
This relates to the priority thing. You can, for
you showed us.
example, have the listing with priority 2, set a label, for example, featured. That's up to you,
yes.
what you call that specific priority. So yes.
So Grand California asked a question to Arian. Is there any ETA for the function that allows to keep the original post live while the modified post is pending for admin approval? For e-commerce site, it's a must. I think I understand what he is saying.
I cannot confirm
So,
that.
for example, right, you have a live product. So let's say it's a T-shirt, right? It's a black T-shirt. So you are selling it for $45. Now you have the variation of this product that they are working at the back end. Means the shop owner is modifying the product, but he is not submitting to the front end. He is submitting for approval. Means there is a middleman there who will approve that the modified product is approved. Once it's approved, it goes live. I hope I managed to tell the story.
That work like commits when you develop software. There is a main branch and there is a side branch of that same thing. So there should be a similar logic to that when we implement it.
Okay, so the next question is, when is the next big update will be for Voxel?
We just had a really big update, so let me rest for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I think somebody said that also in the comment. I will highlight it. And the next thing, will the address remain in the search field if page is refreshed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But this is something you have to enable, because when you perform a search, the search query is created in the URL bar. But if you disable the queries in the URL, then when you reload the page, you obviously won't get that query.
Okay. That's and okay. James said this is such a sexy theme. Wow, honestly amazing. I usually what are you talking about? I usually pirate themes, but I paid full price for Voxel today.
This is the dark side of WordPress.
Yeah, the dark side of WordPress. Well, this is a big thank you from all of us. So Mabel, she is usually the generally will attend all our streams. For the directory, any restrictions on how many rows and tables? Also, what are the recommended columns for optimal display performance?
So this is a complex question. So there are two parts. When you display search results, you are first performing a search, and that is done through the Voxel search system. And after the search is performed, the content is loaded through WordPress functions, and WordPress is really good to load that content, so there won't be an issue to load it. The issue is to find it first, is to know what to display as a result. So this is the reason we created all this different search system. And actually, the number of columns, I'm assuming he means the custom fields that are added to that post type, doesn't matter as much. What it matters is when you create the search filters, you pick the content that will be searchable, and then the database table is generated to cover only those and ignore everything else. And this is stored in a custom table, so it doesn't query WP post meta at all, and it doesn't matter if there's tons of columns in there.
Mabel, you should also get in the
me,
group. Yeah.
Let me demonstrate that. So under structure, places, filtering, we have created all these different filters. And this way we know what data will be searchable. And then Voxel automatically creates a table which first converts the data to a more simple format and then indexes them to get the best performance. So you can see in this case, it has created a database table, Voxel index places, and there are 32 posts in it. So this is entirely separate from WP post meta, where the post content is stored.
Well, from a graphical perspective, right? Some websites look better with 3 rows or 3 columns or 4 columns on a normal screen. They might look better 1 or 2 on mobile. Any recommendations there without the pictures getting distorted or anything like that?
This, I think it was referring to database tables. Maybe I misunderstood.
Well,
So
I'm
for
just
the
saying for me, she might have been referring to that.
for the design, Elementor is perfectly capable to handle that. So they have all the Flexbox and CSS grid integrations now, and you really can create any kind of layout. It's not a problem.
Okay. And
So
does
the
it
next
have like
question is from Larry. He's asking, since we already have both MyListing and Voxel, when do we use one over another? I think this is also on your part, Larry, because you see, your business customers and what they want. So when you drill down their needs, like business A, they need something. So do you match the features with MyListing and you match the features with Voxel?
Yeah.
But
So
since Voxel is the newer generation, I think that you should go with Voxel. Sorry, Arian, I stopped you. Sorry.
it's simple. The one that fits your requirements is the best choice. So
Yes.
MyListing is definitely easier to use, not because some other reason other than you don't have as much control. So with greater control, you have greater responsibility. And in Voxel, you have greater control and can be perceived as more complex, but that is coming for a reason. We want to have that control. If you don't want to have that control, you can use a simple theme that predefines things. And so it depends on your requirements. Do you need something fast just to populate with content, or do you need to create something of your own? So if the latter, then I recommend Voxel.
Okay, so the next one also from Larry. We should have another session where we show how people are killing it with Voxel and Flowmattic. So I'm going to show the Flowmattic later on, and plus he's asking plus working directory sites. Yes, we will, and definitely we will have a separate session on Voxel and Flowmattic integration. I'm going to me and Alberto is going to showcase it. That's for another time. I mean,
I think Flowmattic is a very underrated plugin, and I wish them best of luck. I think it will get.
Can you add a tag or visual effect for paid members so they get happy that their listing looks different? I think somebody already answered this.
So this can be done using the Voxel visibility rules. So let me edit a template. Let's close this. So let's say you don't want to display this image for certain membership plan. You can go to Voxel visibility, hide this element, and then you can add condition here based on plan. So user membership plan is, or in this case, author membership plan is, and pick the plan. So when you condition it like this, that widget will only appear for if the author of the listing has that membership plan. There's a lot to cover with conditions. Maybe this is not the best time to do that. Things get really complicated. You can create conditions with multiple clauses and different rule groups, and you can condition things by predefined conditions, but also by dynamic tags. So, for example, if the category of the post is this category, do something. You can create those kind of conditions using this.
All right.
Hope that makes sense.
So the next one will go. This is from Joe. Would there be any way to do SEO that there is a specific page for a city, like restoration companies in Fort Wayne, for example?
Yes, there is. It's not as straightforward because this is not a concept native to WordPress. If you, for example, if you get categories, the different categories have all their archives, but there is no archives that combine different categories or different terms from different taxonomies. So it can be done, but it needs some work. It's not very straightforward.
All right, great. So, another friend, do you have your own page builder or focus on Elementor user? Sorry.
We don't have a page builder. We have a modified version of Elementor, and we plan support for other page builders in the future.
Okay. So I think Grand California already replied to Brave D, which I just wanted to show one more time. And James said that Alberto spoke a lot of facts. Yes, he does. He's good at it.
I try.
So Mabel asked that any templates to improve productivity. We then just change only certain parts. If yes, how many templates they are in the pipeline?
We don't make standalone templates. We make full working demos for a specific industry.
Yeah, I think that is what she meant.
Yeah, so we have the direct demo, we have the stage demo, which lets you create a multi-vendor rental platform, so the likes of Airbnb and so on. We have this game review site, which can be used both as a magazine, but also as a platform for user-generated reviews.
Yes.
So if you check a game, we have the review section here, and each user can review this game based on different criteria. And we have the e-commerce demo, which is actually just a technical demo to showcase things. But you can combine all of these features you see on all of these different demos. And when you build your own project, these are not different themes. These are just projects that we have created with Voxel.
Hey, Mabel, also, if you go in their group, you'll see that from time, like people will say, oh, how did you create that custom dashboard? They provide the code and YouTube video for it. So there's other
Yes.
stuff that's not shown there that if you're in the group, you might find some extra stuff. Or if you look at their training, they'll provide some of that code and stuff in there for you to make it easier.
Yeah, so the listing author can view the statistics for their posts. This is all native functionality. And as for the dashboard, this is all custom designed for this demo. So nothing here is predefined. It's just a combination of features, templates that have created this. For example, here we have the profile and we have the timeline, which is another important feature of Voxel. It basically handles all the social interaction in your WordPress site. So that could include comments, reviews, discussion areas, for example, similar to Facebook groups. You can create those. And then it has the follow action, which relates to the timeline. So any user or post that you follow, all their activity gets into your newsfeed. So you can create some kind of social network with Voxel as well.
So let me highlight the next question. Now I lost track of it. Okay. So this one is actually Jan California said, Arian, you need to take more rest and holiday. And thanks for the hard work. Mabel said, agreed with Alberto. Sometimes you just need a small part and we don't need all features of Ecommerce. So this has always been the pain point, that you only need a little bit of Ecommerce features without all the bells and whistles. But yeah.
Also the industry is going to that direction. There are more alternatives to Ecommerce now, like SureCart and some others. And also we have Shopify, which is attracting lots of customers to Ecommerce. So I think we will see more tools in this aspect. So far, the entire WordPress has been depending on mostly WooCommerce for anything e-commerce related.
And Larry said he specifically came to the show to listen to my babbling. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now I don't feel so bad. Thanks, Larry. And Bravely said that he is also regular in our shows. He said, I like Voxel demos, minimalist and clean. Definitely. This is one of the big things that I loved about it. So James said this is a game changer. He will be posting about Voxel in his TikTok and has like 30K digital marketing followers. Nice. Thank you, James.
Make sure to sign up as an affiliate.
Yes, definitely. Grand California says, I think Gutenberg has a long way to go before it can be used for something like Voxel use cases. I also agree on that because there are the core of Gutenberg is still so new and is still adapting. If you look at version 6, version 6.5, there is a lot of changes in between. So we don't know what will happen in 7 or going forward than that.
I think technically Gutenberg is great. It has a lot of intelligent things on it. I think their first priority should be to focus on the user interface and before extending to more features. Because if you don't have the UI, nothing else really matters.
Yes,
There's a
definitely.
reason Apple is worth 3 trillion and IBM is bankruptcy
Yep.
or something.
No, that is why the UI and UX, right? Because in my real life work, I work so much on UI and UX. I get to learn the art of it, that how it changes the perception and behavior of individuals and how we appreciate things in the UI level. So I can relate what you are talking about.
I think they changed direction a lot of times and then didn't go back and rework some of the parts. Because I remember this was supposed to be a replacement of the classic editor at first, and then we get this page builder use case that tries to replicate page builders. But if you see all the popular tools for Gutenberg, they are all replicating page builder behavior, so the main feature, and not actually embrace Gutenberg logic, because things work very differently. You have to think in terms of global styles and
Yes.
reusability and so on, which is a great thing, but the UI doesn't yet support that, or it takes just too much time to do even simpler
Yep.
things.
So Grand California also asked, why am I missing this? Oh, okay. So I use MyListing on my old site, and compared to Voxel is day and night. MyListing is very much a listing type of theme, whereas Voxel is a multi-type of use: listing, e-commerce, and general use. I agree. That is one of the bigger differentiator for these two things.
They are both great themes, and MyListing is still a top seller directory theme
Yeah.
on the market.
So James was asking about the previous thing he asked about. When you want to bulk upload images, or CDN or WP import forces your site to download images onto server and pull directly from CDN link. This is one of the common issues with external tools, because maybe we are thinking right now that it is voxel issue, but it can be both party, because you are using WP import and the server that you are using, it might have misconfiguration there. So there is another thing to think about.
There is a lot that goes to cover everything. So sometimes you have to rely on plugins like WP all import. Still, we had to make an add-on for it, so we create compatibility. But maybe the better
So
choice.
not asking, Breakdance UTM supported many elements for non-tech user. Do your team have planned to add more elements? I think it is normal.
Builders, so we don't add elements. We add only functionality and logic and things like that. So the demos are created with mostly standard widgets. We add some custom widgets for things that can't be done with a page builder. You can't create logic with a WordPress page builder. It's just not possible. So you have, for example, for direct messages, you have to use some programming language that is created for things like that, like JavaScript, to create it. And page builders are good to create the visual design, but for the logic and functionality, you can't rely on them.
Yeah. So this is a very diplomatic question. You must understand this. So think of it is like one president is talking about another country's president. So is there a site that comes to Arian's mind when he talks about a site that has millions of visitors and handling it very well now? So this is very diplomatic. I can tell you this.
I did not say million visitors. I said million listings. So that's the difference. As for the number of visitors, it really depends. What is your site doing? Is it constantly performing searches? Is it or is it just loading pages? You know, if the page is cached, there's just an HTML file that is being loaded. There's nothing voxel related in there. So it depends what your site is doing. If you are performing functions all the time, you have a lot of dynamic functions, then of course you need always greater power, and eventually you have to scale the site via custom development, because there's just no tool that will provide an answer to that just like that.
So Chris is asking that, is there a demo for service providers such as lawyers, physiotherapists, dentists, etc.?
There's one for doctors, but right now it's being updated to 1.4. It should be available maybe inside 2 weeks. So
Now, would
there's
that
so you can search for doctors in your area and book an appointment with them.
So to simplify this doctor's demo, you can modify it to cater for services. So it can be your Alberto's favorite topic is which one? The services.
what do you mean? Oh, the ones like that I've been doing lately, plumbing sites.
Yeah. The plumbing services. It's the doctor's one. You can modify it to a plumbing service. You can modify it to car workshop if you have a chain of workshop in the city. So yeah, there is your starting point. So you can pick it up and then you modify the model and go with how you like it to be. So there are a lot of opportunities there. So
Is it using the same booking like that you use for the e-commerce?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, so the e-commerce website, you kind of showed that little clip on that booking. Is that the same booking that's in the doctor page?
Yeah,
or is it a different booking?
Okay. There is a product type created for that and integrated to the doctor's post type. So they all relate to each other, all these different parts.
So you could do a free booking, or you could do a paid booking, or any of that stuff.
Yeah. So the author, for example, the doctor lists themselves on the site and sets prices, and then can receive bookings.
So Grand California asks, is physical shipping address now added in 1.4?
We are in the current version. We are collecting the address, but we haven't added the rates yet because we initially planned to use the Stripe shipping rates, but I discovered they are quite limited. So you couldn't set rates based on country, for example. So we scratched that, and we are developing an internal system for shipping.
So this is the last question for today because we have crossed 1 hour, 8 minute, 9 minute now. So I hope Voxel has their own import-export and not a dependency on WP import in the future. That will be huge. Or even gallery feature just to show CDN link images and not needing to use WP gallery.
Yeah, that's the image management and optimization of WordPress. It's an entire topic of its own.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
that's
hard.
been going on for last 20 years. I can tell you this.
So I have a question. So if I currently have a directory listing website and I want to move it over, I could move it over using that WP import or whatever. How can someone claim that listing? Is there a feature in Voxel for them to claim listings?
Yeah, so this is a popular monetization method in directory sites where you create the directory and at first you don't have any users. So you go and import different businesses in the area where your directory is focused. And then you email them, you say, claim this listing, manage it, and then you charge them for that. So it's a popular monetization method. So this can be done. Are you showing my screen?
Yeah, going. Yep.
So you can check these verified listings are claimed, but this one that don't have the verified status are not claimed. And they can be claimed using the claim action here. So when you claim, you can ask for proof of ownership and any notes, and then you proceed to payment. And after checkout, the listing shows up in the dashboard of the user, and they can manage it. So edit it and make changes to it. It's a very smooth process.
Nice.
And if you want to do it for free, so they can just start to manage
You
their
can
own
set the
listing?
price to 0,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. So you can tell them the price is set to 0, then they can check out with 0.
Yeah, or you can force them to a membership plan, like a subscription and so on.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to show the current pricing. So this one I have some little question for Arian. Let me show my screen. So this is the current offering. So I'm not good at these affiliate things, but let me show my link. Where is this link? Okay, I found it. So the current pricing, I wanted to ask Arian that how long you are going to keep the pricing in the LTD specifically.
It should be available for a few more days.
Oh no, a few more days.
Yeah.
That's very short time.
The last time we had a sale was before the new year, and then we have this since a few days ago. So we have a sale every few months or so. So I recommend going for it. And of course, we have a 30-day refund policy. If you can't make it work, if you can't make money with it, you have 30 days to test it and return. No hard feelings.
Yeah, this is on 10% sale right now. So yeah, almost 10. Sorry, not 10%. It's like 100 off. The 399. Let me zoom it up.
Yeah.
So the 399 here, you actually original price is 499, but now is 399. So Grand California asked if the refund is handled by Stripe.
So he's asking for disputes, right?
Yes.
So the platform can process the refunds without asking the vendor. So they are in charge of that. And even legally, the platform is in charge. But if the customer raises a dispute, this is a common thing that there are different ways to protect from. One of them is through Stripe. I think they have a service to protect from scammers or something like this. So when you get a dispute in your Stripe dashboard, there will be a reason provided by the bank to raise the dispute, and then you can either approve it or reject it and provide documents proving that the sale was legit and not some scam or something.
Okay, so there is one more question. Do you plan to implement a search filter for the selector field here? And do you think that in the future it will be possible to search within a repeater field? Interesting.
I think it means the select field. I'm not sure if we're going to do that because this is almost the same as the taxonomy field. And the taxonomy field has the benefit that you can reorder things and you can add icons, and it has a lot of features more than the simple select field. And we don't want to have two competing things for the same purpose. So that's the reason why it's not available.
Nice. So James is asking, since he paid for starter, can I refund and get LTD?
We can refund or send you a coupon. So when you buy LTD, we account for your purchase.
That's much more easier. Larry, I don't know what you're trying to do, but this is not the code. Okay? This is not the code, I'm sure. And James said when he make $1 million of his Voxel site, he will give you percentage in commission. That is good. Can I ask a bit also? Arian is the most brilliant and collaborative developer I have ever met. That's a very nice compliment. Voxel is worth every penny it costs. This is nice. Nice compliment, guys.
Thank you very much.
Okay, what is the last one? Sorry. I accidentally clicked. All right, we're back. Is there a plan to allow users to add entries into category on the submit a post page? For example, I have a field that acts as a category and the user can see the category in the list. Where he want to use this?
Because the because the experience of the site depends on the structure that you have created, it's not a great idea to let users then add options, for example, in the category list. So it's best to create a different field and ask them, if your category is not on the site, please suggest one and we'll decide if we add it.
Yes, this is the correct way of going about it. So I know you guys already hanged out for so long, and Arian also, I think he's tired already. But one more thing I want to show. So let me just go through it once. So those who doesn't know the Flowmattic. So Flowmattic is an automation plugin for WordPress. So I use it in many of my sites, Flowmattic, and I even have a dedicated WordPress site that just does automation every day. So I run about 500 to 1,000 tasks every day using Flowmattic. And when I saw this, I was so excited because you get to read it if I zoom it up. So the triggers, there's some excellent amount of triggers over here. New order placed, orders canceled by customer, approved by vendor, timeline, new comment replies. It's a lot for a trigger itself. Then you have actions. You can do a lot of things, automate a lot of things. From example, you can create a WordPress user and Voxel profile from Fluent Form submission. So you can see there are a lot of things that you can do with Voxel and Flowmattic. I think this can open up a lot more opportunities for Voxel itself, and of course, we'll have Flowmattic as well. I just wanted to show that much, and we are almost at the end of the stream. So I will request Arian, if you have some last words and tell us before we go.
I don't know. Thank you for the invite. This was actually my first time talking in a live show, and I hope I did well. And
you did fantastic,
excellent.
and we hope to see you in the future.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And thank you so much. I understand the first time is always the toughest one, and we are here. And you did. When I say you did an excellent job, you did. You can ask the audience, and they will say the same. So, what I wanted to add on top of what I explained, that you see at the very beginning, I already explained to you guys that yes, we can build a listing site, but we have to go through a lot of hardship, especially touching different plugins, right? So you have, let's say you have Bricks or Cadence to make them work with other plugins. It's a nightmare by itself, because I have did few sites that is individual, means I started at the very bottom and then I started adding plugin. And what I end up with, I have 20 plus plugins for one single feature site. And then one plugin have a security issue. And what happened? My site become blank. So these are the things you need to keep in mind, that do not go overboard with plugins. Always stay, focused on what you exactly want to do. So now why I'm liking Voxel, let me be very clear about this, because I don't like 20 different plugins. I want to do a job. I want to manage my custom post types. And together with that, I want to manage some of the payment things, some of the membership things that create a full picture. So this is why I appreciate the Voxel model. Means it's a framework. It doesn't come with a theme that you must follow their design. No, it gives you the framework. You build on top of it, and it's yours. Then you can sell it to here. You can sell it to there. So that is why I appreciate the Voxel approach. So that's my part of it.
Yeah.
Alberto?
So yeah, sorry. So this is not Arian's first language is not English, and he did a great
Yes.
job, and I couldn't even tell that he didn't. He did excellent. I know we had to reschedule a couple different events that were supposed to come up, so that's why you see there's a delay before we came back to live. Not just with Voxel, but we had some other things in the works too. So thank you guys for joining, even though it's been a little bit. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share with your friends. We appreciate all of you guys, and everything.
And this video is always available in YouTube. So this
Yes,
is archived. Yes.
yes. And it may not show it here, um, as well, but if you go to the Voxel community, you'll see there's a lot of people that support it, a lot of people using it, a lot of
Yes.
people willing to help each other out. Um, and you see they take the time to explain things to people, and it's a very good community. So if you do get it, I would suggest jumping in so you could see what I seen when I joined that community. So you could see all that love for this product, and everybody just kind of keep adding on to it and making it better and better. Um, yeah.
All right, guys. We are at 1 hour 23 minutes. It's a long stream, but again, thank you, Arian. I will see you in our next video. Have a
Thanks, guys.
wonderful day there. Have a good day, and Alberto.
You
See
too.
you
Take
guys.
care, guys.
Bye bye.